All right, Nick, we are back, and people, thank you for joining us here again on Caster's Duel for Skybound Odyssey. I got whooped playing against your Achati deck. You're
Heck yeah,
still
man.
feeling great?
No, no, not at all. They're the bad part, the bad part about playing heroes that you're not familiar with is that
Hmm.
you will make mistakes,
Yeah, and
and you're definitely going to see this in Auraq.
yeah, absolutely. I'll say this: we're going to see it a lot in all the heroes, but that's actually quite good because we can recognize these mistakes. And as we're trying to show these videos to teach people, to talk to people about how to play them, I'm sure you're also correcting us, and that in and of itself uses more senses, which means makes you smarter in the end as we go through. But it has been
Hmm.
fun so far. As we get into it, we are tied. My goal of going 24-0 is no longer possible. But let's see how we go through here. As today we're going to go through Auraq. Auraq was very, very difficult for me to build because I had never built an Auraq deck before, but also a very fun deck. But I was also worried from the get go. I don't know how you felt.
Hmm. Yeah, it's fun because like I love Auraq so
Mhm.
much, but playing Auraq in a nuke format is very different.
Oh. Yeah, and we're going to actually let's go through the builds because you built your deck very different to mine, and you can take me through what your idea of this deck in terms of what you were trying to do, which rares you used, and why you chose those to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let me actually get over here real quick because I need to actually look at these. Okay, so I wanted to really focus hard on zero set stuff,
Hmm.
right? So, for example, I don't know that anybody's playing Doppelganger, right? So, Doppelganger is a 3-3-0-0-0 stat that's seasoned, and you have to target a character facing me. I gain its subtypes and X boost, where X equals its highest statistic. So it
Hmm.
doesn't just copy the stats; it copies the highest statistic across all three, right? And I figured that that was pretty good.
Yeah, I actually think Doppelganger with Nui is really, really strong because you can
Yeah,
actually meet, it helps you get the benefits you need pretty early, pretty quick.
yeah, which is why I also put in like Ouroboros, Trickster, Sea Nymph for Mountain Guide for those extra zeros. But the problem is I think I went too spell heavy.
Mm. Yeah, I'm looking at it here 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 19 out of your 39 cards are not characters. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
it's more than that. 21. You're almost playing as if you're playing Izmir, very much
yeah,
the
I
old
know.
Afanis.
Yeah, so I think that was the problem that like looking back, I definitely should have played more characters. I don't know why I put Twinkle Twinkle in there. It worked a couple times, I think. But yeah, most of these spells, I don't know why I put them in there. Like Brainwash shouldn't have put in there. Twinkle Twinkle I probably shouldn't have put in there. Moon Signet was fine,
Hmm.
but it was mostly for anchoring stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, and we'll see. You'll see how it happens.
Yeah, and I actually like
But because of the zero stat stuff, that's why I picked the winter outfits.
yeah, and I really like Mountain Guide. Winter outfits you've got to have. That's just a great. But only one. I'm really
Yeah.
surprised you only used one. Mountain Guide
Well, I
though.
used a common and a rare.
Okay, one of each. Got it. Now, why the rare? Does the rare? Which one gives loses? Oh, the rare loses fleeting every time. So if you get it, you're going to be able to continue to play it out. Okay.
So that's the reason why I at least put one rare in
Hmm.
because, if you get it early and you can just keep recycling it,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, and
But,
also,
the common works too.
yeah, the Opera House makes sense with the amount of spells you had, so you can keep on recycling those spells or getting them
Yeah.
from the top decking them. So not bad. It's very different to what I did. I don't know if is there anything else you wanted to share. Parliament of Ashes, I'm assuming, was there to stop me from doing as much removal, knowing that I am playing an Izmi hero, sorry, a Lyra hero that has lots of removal. Though I will say most builds that I've seen for Auraq don't tend to have that much on the removal side because it doesn't synergize with the character's ability of getting the 5 triggers. You want to be playing as many characters as possible, but you went a different route here. And
Yeah, I definitely did. And we'll talk about it because I have like we'll see here because I thought that I genuinely was going to be like anchoring a little more or like
mhm.
keeping stuff around with the Twinkle Twinkle and the Moon Signet and it did not happen as much as I wanted it to.
Okay. Yeah, let's have a look at
Cuz
my
like
deck. Oh, go ahead,
that's the
Nick.
reason why I played the Encore.
Yeah, Encore's good. It just costs a lot from reserve if you're
Exactly.
getting it from reserve.
So, but yeah, we'll go into it. We'll once we get in, I'll talk a little more.
Yeah, similar to you, I focused a lot on zero cost cards, but I was more about getting just the one, so then I had more chances to actually still progress. And I also went very low to the ground. So basically almost building it like as if I was playing Novenka, right? Very low ones and twos, so you can get a lot more. Except for the card draw, sorry, instead of the roll, I went for the zero stats, and in some cases finding ways that they had an additional benefit in the cards that I've got. Nyala's would give me the ability of switching cards. Will o' the Wisp forces you to be able to only progress on water. Just something extra. The Hatter is the only card that's really expensive that I brought in, and that's because I just wanted to see if I could get into reserve to anchor something, so similar to what you said before. I used Hook so I could make sure I get the 1-for-1 where needed here as well. Parliament of Ashes, and that is a hero card for me in many decks that I build, more to make sure if you're going to do anything against me, then it's going to cost you a little bit more. And then Break the Ice, I find, is a really good disruption in Auraq specifically, because you're usually going to have the amount of zeros available to reduce the cost of this from 4 to 3.
Hmm.
So anyway, that
Yeah, that
was
makes sense.
my base build in terms of what I've done. I really liked it. In terms of what it could do, but I do not. I'm not a Lyra fan normally because the amount of things you leave to chance. The good thing is because I built it so low to the ground, I was never disappointed if I just got a one cost card, right?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
so that's where we're going. But let's have a look at the gameplay and the replay that we've got, because I think I don't know if you've got it set up on your side as well, so you can
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
you
I
had.
got it.
Fantastic. All right, so my hand is what you see here: Haven Serengar, a Hathor, a Snowman, a Starfish, a Nyala, and a Cloth Cocoon. My goal, as we were going through here, was basically wanting to get 2 cards on day 1. Right, that was really what I was trying to
Yeah.
do. So I kept in my hand the Serengar, I kept in my hand the Snowman, and I kept in my hand the Starfish, because I could play 2 of those out, and I could, because of the zero cost stats, I could balance them against where you were. It's always hard in Auraq going first. What about you? What did you have in your hand and your decision?
So and you're immediately going to find out why I immediately regretted what I did. I drew into a cloth cocoon, a brainwash, a
Oh,
winter outfits, a Lyra Signet, Sea Nymph, and Mountain Guide.
oh, rough. 4 spells.
Yeah, yeah. So I believe I decided to keep the Mountain Guide, the Luna Signet, the Lyra Signet, and the winter outfits.
Okay. Winter outfits is actually not bad because at least it's a one cost that you
No,
can bring
yeah.
out.
So what I should have done was I should have, and this is again, I feel really dumb. I should have kept the Sea Nymph.
Mhm.
I should have gotten rid of the Lyra Signet and I should have kept the Sea Nymph.
So then you can sabotage.
Well, no, because then at least I'd have a character to play.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you can see here, you ended up playing the Signet as your first
Yep.
play to get the card draw and then hope for the best. And you did actually get the resupply as well, which isn't bad. But once again, lots and lots of spells, which basically opened the door for me to be able to play out 2 characters in my, at least what I felt was going to be 2 characters, depending on what you
Yeah.
did with me with your single cost. So
And
Serengar
here's the thing,
first.
I
Go ahead.
drew into a Tech Lab units.
Oh,
So
another.
that was the card that I drew off of Lyra
Yeah.
Signet.
So no
So
characters. That's a rough one, but still useful.
yeah.
End up playing Mountain Guide on the same side, which is okay. At least you're going to get your progression. I really think Mountain Guide is an underplayed card because of it being just a single cost card. But you're getting 2 stats in an area. Yes, you may not stop someone, but you can definitely advance, and you could probably go to at least to get 2 progressions because you can use a 2 cost card on the other side. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
not the way that you
exactly.
played, but I did end up playing my Starfish, and I'm already ahead in terms of the Auraq triggers, which bodes well for me at the moment. We go to end of day here, we both end up passing. Um,
Yeah, because you have to remember, I have 0 characters in hand
yeah.
right now.
See, the hard part here, this is the other part, is by playing the Lyra Signet out, you're forcing yourself to lose 1 card, but you were hoping you'd get a character to play from reserve, I assume.
So here's the bad news, right? So I get rid of the Lyra Sig.
Mm-hmm.
We go to draws. I draw into a Sandman and a Doppelganger. and I got rid of the Sandman for some reason.
Oh.
Because I had in hand the winter outfits and the tech lab, and I was like, if I can keep my reserve open and resupply a whole bunch, that's gonna help me a lot. I was thinking long term when I should have been thinking short term.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Especially in a mirror match, you a lot of the times we're so close together. I ended up keeping a Persephone because I really like the rare Persephone that is available for me here. Although it does
What'd you
cost 3 from
mana?
reserve, I ended up manning the Martingale.
Ah, yeah.
So it's just a one
Okay.
cost I could have potentially used, but in my mind, I'm like, I've got 4 resources, I've got 2 things in reserve. I really want to play both things from reserve if possible, or play another 2 cost, and I had the Snowman in hand to be able to play that. And that way, I'm getting more benefit from the Scribbling Starfish, as you can see here. Is it when you play another character, it gains a boost up to a maximum of 2. So those are a couple of options. It just depended on where you ended up playing. Uh, on your
Yeah, no,
side. And I
definitely.
like this is Lyra. I found at least in this game, it's all about finding the gap, right? Where is the gap that you can get your stat across, even though they may get theirs. So I ended up playing on the only side I could play the Serengar. It did get the boost, and I completely forgot that the Serengar, because it's rare and in Lyra, it gets the boost. So I'm like, this is even greater for me right now. You ended up
Yeah,
playing
no,
your
it
Tech Lab
definitely helped you a
unit.
lot.
And that isn't a bad card at all. What you ended up getting, because now you've got two characters, right? Two, and you can play them both out. But what it doesn't do is stop me, right?
Exactly.
So,
So I still was gonna progress on one side, but you're gaining too much ground at this point.
mhm. And what I ended
Because
up
you
doing,
yeah, you
yeah,
played out the snowman.
play out the snowman. And the reason I played out the snowman on this side is, well, you couldn't
Ooh,
stop
wait a
me.
minute, hold on. We got to go back real quick. So I played out the tech lab unit. So
Yes.
because again, we're trying to do play by play. So I
Hmm.
played out the tech lab unit to resupply, and I resupplied into another mountain guide.
That's right.
So I have 2 mountain guides in reserve and a brainwash because I also resupplied into that from the Lyra Sig.
Hmm.
So I forgot to mention that because that's important.
Yeah, that's right. And I
So
think the Tech Lab unit is really good because it allows you to keep
yeah,
more cards in reserve. But let's see what ends up happening. So, what did you would have had to play out?
yeah.
Um,
So you played out the snowman
hmm.
on your companion side, and here's the worst part: is that it doesn't gain fleeting if it's in water,
That's
and that's
correct.
exactly where you're at. You're on mountain and water on the companion side, and
Correct.
I am SOL, as the kids would say, because I've got 2-1. Here's the thing: I've got 2 1 costs in reserve, but both of them are uh just in mountain, and that's it.
Yeah, but you can still progress once, right? If you end up
That's
playing
true.
them
I can still
on the
progress.
left hand side, you're not going to block me. But once again, a 2 for 1 yet again, making it so difficult. Now, this is what I didn't understand: is why you ended up playing it on the companion side, not the hero side. I think that's the misplay, because then you would could have kept your other one in reserve.
You're right. Here's the main reason, though, is that I desperately wanted to get into unfavorable territory,
Okay.
right? And here's what I mean by that is that you have to remember that I have a doppelganger in hand,
Hmm.
right? So I played out the first mountain guide. You pass because you're out of mana. I play the second one down, right? I'm going to be moving into forest with you, and I have a doppelganger in hand. So here's the thing: even if you're winning out on uh any mountain or any forest for the next day, I can copy that and have it be the highest stat. So I can at least tie there
Hmm.
and maybe take a win on the hero side. But if we uh
Yeah,
so
I'll
let's
just pass.
move. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
ended up
So
passing
you
because
pass.
out of mana. You ended up playing the other one, so you could at least advance.
Yeah.
But the other benefit is you were able to get your second Auraq trigger. Oh, sorry, you were able to get 2 Auraq triggers this turn, which is good. So we ended
Yeah,
up
and you're
passing.
you're already at 4
I am at 4 because I played two
because
and
you've been
two. Yeah.
playing characters
Hmm.
every turn.
And I think that's part of the, like, at least under the no unique format, is you really got to try to play these low cost characters so that you can get to a point where your things are beneficial for you. I drew
Yeah.
into
What did you draw off
Nyala,
Cyan?
Nyala, and also the Parliament of Ashes. And in this case, I'm like, well, the Parliament of Ashes is definitely a need. My mindset is, you've got a spell out there. You're going to have lots of spells. Can I make you cost a little bit more? Ended up and I ended up getting rid of the Nyala, saying, you know what, I can just progress on forest with Persephone because it makes my region forest, it makes your region forest. In that case,
Right.
so I'm like, I'd rather have that than switch something from Nyala when I didn't feel I needed to.
Yeah, hold on, it messed up because here's the thing. I drew into an encore and something else, and I don't remember what I drew because the game just crapped out for me for some reason on my end. But I kept the encore
Mm.
because for some reason I was thinking, oh no, I remember why. I remember why I did that because I had a plan. And the plan was to play out the brainwash initially, right? To take out your starfish.
Yeah, so bring it
And
to
then the
your
idea
side,
was, yeah.
and that's exactly what you ended
So
up doing. So you ended up taking the starfish, and that's like, while it's annoying for me, I don't. The question is, because it was played from my side, I noticed my trigger didn't go.
correct, because even though you control the card, it's where it's entering. Because
Hmm.
Auraq specifically cares about when a character, when you play a character.
Yes, and I
It's not
didn't
whether or
play
not
it.
you control the
Hmm.
card or not.
That's really good. I had no idea on that, and you got so even though you took my character, you got the trigger because you were the one that played the card, even though it was actually owned by me at that time. And I think
Correct.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that. I didn't know about that. Uh,
Yeah.
you
Strangely enough,
and you got to get the draw because you controlled the card.
exactly. And strangely enough, it's kind of like magic rules. Reading the card usually explains the card,
Yeah,
right?
very interesting.
And
So
if we look at Auraq, it specifically says whenever you play a character. It doesn't
mhm.
matter about where it's coming from.
Yeah, which is very different to traceability. Traceability is like
Yep.
whenever anything leaves, doesn't matter who does it. And this case, it's really good. It says you may spend one of my boosts to draw a card, and given it's on your side, I'm not the one that's making the boost. You're doing that, so it makes sense that you actually get the benefit there as well. And I think that was a fantastic play. You used 3 resources to get a 2/2/1 out, and you got a card draw. On my side, though,
Yeah.
I'm like, what can I do? I have Persephone. I know I can play that and basically force you to play again on the companion side. But first thing I do is I play my Parliament of Ashes and then get to draw another Parliament of Ashes. And my
Yeah, that's
mind is
crazy.
going, okay, I just want to get to 5 triggers so that the very next
Oh,
day I can get
I
the
drew
Auraq.
into a cloth cocoon, by the way,
Okay.
from the starfish.
That's not bad, though. Difficult. You can't play it this turn, and I had nothing for you to target as well. So
Yeah, exactly.
then you ended up playing Encore to anchor a 2/2/1 character. Did you not
Look,
have
stats are
anything
stats
else?
right now.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind.
Did you not have any characters?
I did. I had the doppelganger.
Okay, but you couldn't play that because it costs 3.
Exactly. And well,
Ah,
that and you had no characters out.
that's true. And you're like, you saw what I had in my reserve, and you're like, there's no way you're going to beat me on Forest. You didn't know what I had in hand, and then I end up playing the Persephone on the same side as you, and because it gives me the extra stat in Forest, that allows me to go ahead. And what it also allows me to do is now I've got my 5th trigger. The very next day, I'll have something for free. And you can see this, like, you're constantly losing 1 1 1, very difficult to come
Yeah.
back from at the moment. Not impossible, depends on what you've got, but definitely difficult when what you're telling me is you're getting no characters at all.
Yeah, so here's where you're about to see the misplay of the century, ladies and gentlemen. So I drew into a Nui and a doppelganger. And
Wow.
so my plan is forming
Okay.
slowly but surely,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, if I can survive one more day, I've got this,
Yes.
right? What
Well,
did you draw into?
so I drew into another Persephone and another Parliament of Ashes. This is probably like
Jesus
the worst
Christ,
shuffle
man.
possible. Like, well, good and bad, right? I've had my 3 Persephones and my 3 Parliament of Ashes basically come to me over 3 days. End up getting rid
Good heck.
of one of the Parliament of Ashes. I'm like, there's no need to do this. And because I'm so far ahead, I'm like, I can really just focus on making sure you cannot remove things that I have. I end up using Auraq's ability straight away, which gave me a Will o' the Wisp. And once again, perfect placement for me. Like, things were lining up. I should have gone and done the lottery. Will of the Wisp can be played. I ended up playing it on my hero side just to see what's available. And what that does, it says if you are in water, which you are on the hero side, you can only progress on water. And then end
Yeah,
up playing on the other side. So I've got three. I'm three stats on both sides right now. Things are looking great for me. And this is when you play the Persephone, and I think you forgot.
I did. So what? Here's the thing. I didn't forget is that I misunderstood.
Mhm.
Right. So I want you to do me a favor, and I
Yeah.
want you to read me out Parliament of Ashes real quick.
Yeah, so Parliament of Ashes says characters you control a tough one. So pretty simple. Characters I control a tough one.
But now
And
read what tough does.
yet tough, well, it doesn't say it on opponents must pay one to target them.
Right. So that's what I
Yeah.
forgot.
Now, in this
Is that
case,
specifically
Doppelganger,
the target part?
yeah, you have to target a character facing it. I gain
Yeah.
its
So
subtypes
yeah,
and X boosts, which is great. Like, it would
exactly.
have been fantastic for you to get 3 boosts seasoned, but you had to pay an extra one. Um,
Yeah. So that was where I messed up because I played out the doppelganger thinking that I was going to get two doppelgangers
mm.
out the same turn. Right. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm getting my fifth Auraq trigger. I'm getting my doppelganger out. And then you have to come out and play another one because you're just the worst person on the planet.
Yeah, so and then I
So
play the second one, and now it's just Doppelganger is
yeah, because I had
absolutely
nothing I could
negated.
do.
It's negated now. Yeah,
Yeah, I had nothing I could do because I had a winter outfits, another doppelganger, and a Nui.
yeah, and from my end, what my mindset was, I was basically happy to um to go one or 1-0, or even lose both. And I've really set myself up for the next day, saying I've got plenty of cards in hand that would allow me to progress and win. But because you ended up passing, I ended up saying, well, I can take this by playing out my snowman and
Yeah, I
get
had
the
nothing in hand that I was able to play because you had now two parliaments out.
and
So even if I would have gotten the doppelganger out, it would have absolutely wrecked it because that would have cost me 5 to target one of your characters with the doppelganger.
yeah. So I ended up getting this was a very quick win. But I'll say this deck felt really good on my end. It felt very streamlined. But once again, I felt that I got the right cards at the right time. I don't know if that always happens in Auraq. It was fun to play for me. I'm sure it was hard for you to play because you just weren't getting anything that you could kind of like work through. But looking back, I'm just going to open up to your deck again. Looking back at the deck that you made, outside of reducing the amount of spells, is there anything else that you think could be different that would have helped?
No, I think that was the main issue is that I focused too much on spells. I put too much of an emphasis. So honestly, I probably could have kept. So here's what I'm thinking, right? I probably should have gotten rid of the Moon Signet.
Hmm.
I should have gotten rid of the Brainwash, and I mm, maybe the Tech Lab units.
Hmm.
Well, no, because if I'm taking out the spells, then I would have taken out the Opera House. So if I take out, let's see, let's do a count real quick. So Moon Signets, I had how many of those? Two, three. Let's
You had
see.
2 Muna Signets, you had 2 Brainwashers, and you had 2 Opera Houses.
Yeah, so that's an extra 6 characters right
Yeah.
there. You know, any characters would have Persephone's. I could have played any of the nymphs.
Yeah,
You
especially
know,
because 4 of those were rare. Those were 4 rare
yeah,
slots and that were there. Um,
yeah.
th-
So you know, any rare. I honestly, I probably should have played Hydrocina.
yeah,
Like that would have been great.
absolutely would have been good. But especially if were able to get some of the Parliament Ashes, because you had 3 of them that you got, but none of them came to hand.
Yeah, so that's wild.
From my side, the one thing that I would probably change out is because I'm not going the Nuit route. I don't know if the doppelganger, and I had one of, and the reason I added the one doppelganger was in case someone put in a ridiculously strong card, I could at least match them. And that was basically
Right.
the purpose.
Yeah.
Keep it in hand. Now, Aurak can be built 2 ways. You can build it low to the ground the way that I've done it. And then the other one that I've seen is people really choose to have a few heavy ones, like you said, with Hydrocina. And it's more of a chance to say, if they play it out, you got what can you do to match it? And you can absolutely do great by being able to match it, at least for day 1 or 2, and be able to cover, especially as it only costs 3 resources to do that. Um, But all in all, I think I got lucky with my first trial using Auraq because you didn't draw into anything that was useful in the first few days. And once that avalanche started, it made it very easy. One thing I think with Auraq is once you get your trigger the first day, if you are basically hero centric or character centric, you'll be able to get an Auraq trigger every day because you'll get one from the top deck card that you play out, assuming if it's a character, and then two cards from reserve and two cards from your hand. So you'll be able to
Yeah.
get that every day. And I think that's the steamrolling method that I think is really fun to watch when you don't go and bring the uniques, the unlimited resupply and the discounts that come from that, as we saw in the qualifier. But on that, I am back on top, Nick. I am back on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell me.
What's next?
Don't remind me. So here's the thing. I'm actually really excited for what's coming next. I don't think I've ever built an Argent deck ever.
Yeah, I have, and I've kind of almost done my head in thinking about how to do it. But that will be the next video we load. Once again, Nick, it's been a pleasure. This has been really fun. I enjoy the interaction and the chat that we have, and the way that we look at things differently. So hopefully, this is fun for those that get
Hey,
to
by the
watch
way,
this.
you're at the game screen.
Yes, I was
You're
just
showing.
about to. I'm about to go to the outro once we finish up.
Oh, you are? Wow. Oh my gosh. Me, look at that. Hey, look at this. You'll see here Chile one wins. No, he doesn't. That's a lie. This game is cheating. The game is playing
I rigged it.
favorites.
I absolutely rigged it. And on that,
Yeah, this is text replacement.
and on that, I will bid you guys adieu. Thank you very much, Nick. Again, let us go
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
where
We'll
I
see you in
celebrate
Argent.
in silence.
Yeah.